someone will walk out of there knowing they will be crowned Super Bowl champions for another year as we inch closer and closer to finding out who that is going to be. We are ready to roll inside the IDS Center in downtown Minneapolis, the tallest structure in the entire state of Minnesota. And it is time, well, have your lunch, sir, and enjoy it as we get set closer and closer to Super Bowl 52. Welcome in to another edition of NFL Live. Glad you are here with us. Trey Wingo, Louis Riddick, Matt Hasselbeck, and Brufasa.
What's up, Trey?
Teddy Bruschi is also here, and apparently Matt is just way too uptight. Doesn't want to take off the tie. We'll get it to him eventually, though. All right, so we're getting closer and closer to game preps for both teams in Super Bowl 52. That, of course, would be your NFC champion Philadelphia Eagles and your AFC champion New England Patriots. Both teams going through their paces today. Eagles, as the visiting team, are using the facilities at the University of Minnesota. Meanwhile, the Patriots, as the home team, are using the Vikings facility in Eden Prairie. And, of course, today is final media availability for both teams, which means if you see or hear anyone after today, it's bad news if you see that player for his team any way you slice it. As always, we've got both sides of this Super Bowl matchup covered in the most spectacular way. Our Josina Anderson is with the Patriots in the AFC. Sal Powell is where else with the Eagles. Josina, let's start off with you today.
Yes, Trey. Well, you know, the NFL Super Bowl stage is a platform for making a miracle play in front of millions of people around the world. And today is the 3-year anniversary of Patriots cornerback Malcolm Butler making his own huge play in Super Bowl 49, stopping Russell Wilson's pass intended for Ricardo Lockett at the goal line and sealing the victory for New England. Now, unfortunately, this time around, Butler arrived in Minnesota late after making multiple trips to the hospital due to flu-like symptoms, but he tells me they got him okay enough in time to face Philly on Sunday.
No, I wasn't there with him. I just took some visits, make sure I was okay. The training staff and the coaches made sure that I was good to go before I made any move. They told me I just had some flu-like symptoms and just need to rest up a little bit, and here I am today. I'm good to go.
Well, they're definitely going to need Butler to be rested, not only because the Patriots rank in the bottom half when it comes to defending wide receivers, but also because Butler has only faced Alshon Jeffrey one time in his career in 2014 when he was a Bear, giving up 5 receptions for 59 yards, and his counterpart Stephon Gilmore has never faced Alshon Jeffrey. And when I asked Gilmore, are you concerned about that? He said, no, this year I faced several wide receivers that I've never faced before, so I'm going to have to trust my instincts, rely on what I see on film, and when all else fails, do whatever I have to do to get the job done. Now I hear that Sal has a very tasty report coming out of Philly. Sal, tell me about it.
Jojo, I do. It's all about Doug Peterson and his love for ice cream. I want you to listen to this. This is Doug Peterson talking to his team after some motivational clips talking about his favorite subject other than football.
We'll watch this video, and then I'll treat you to some ice cream. We got a little ice cream coming up before it all melts. I know we got some ice cream that's melting, so we got to get out of here. Wish you guys the best of luck. Treat you to some vanilla ice cream here in a second. I know it's a little warm in here. We'll get you out after this. Got some ice cream next door.
Doug Peterson was asked about it today, and so were his players. Listen to this.
Oh, I love ice cream. I mean, can't you tell? Can't you tell? No, it's just something I've just kind of came up with, just a saying, just a phrase. We do have serve ice creams at our snack night before the game, and I love ice cream. And I don't want to stay in that team meeting too long because it's over there melting. So
one time he kind of mixed it up on us because he didn't like the ice cream from the week before. So he kind of he got a certain brand that he likes. He really likes the Haagen-Dazs. But the room enjoys it, man. It's always funny, great energy, and we look forward to go eating the ice cream. Actually,
if it's not Haagen-Dazs, it's nothing. So yeah.
I called Doug Peterson's wife, Jeannie, just after his press conference, Trey. I asked him, is dead serious about ice cream at home as well as at the football facility? She said, absolutely. Likes vanilla and he's got to have a banana split, and that'll make him happy. Me, Trey, I'm a Cherry Garcia guy, Ben & Jerry's. I'm sure Brewski's got that TB12 avocado ice cream going in the room at night, right?
Yeah, I don't eat that, Trey.
Yeah, no.
Come on,
Teddy's in for the real stuff. And who knew Michael Kendricks was a Haagen-Dazs snob? That's important information. Sal, we appreciate that. Thanks very much. Ice cream ruling the day. Quite frankly, ice cream rules every day. All right, let's go back to football. When you look at the Eagles, they've created a ton of deception in their offense with Nick Foles and the usage of run-pass options, or RPOs as we call them. Foles has completed 14 of 16 passes on RPOs this postseason through quick, easy passes that, like ice cream, eat you up. And they're not exclusively passing on these plays. That's why they're run-pass options. He's handed it off 15 times as well. And the Eagles as a team are averaging 6 yards per play on the RPOs this postseason. So that seems like the perfect place to start really getting into the breakdown of this game. And first of all, Matt, when I see how much success that the Eagles have had on RPOs, it makes me think that's the one thing that Bill Belichick's going to try and take away from them first and foremost, because that's what he always wants to do. But you've noticed some unique things about the Eagles and Nick Foles and the RPOs.
Well, they're really good at it, and you can't really take it away because they're calling both a run and the pass on the same exact play. And we talked about Nick Foles and the success that he's had, and he's got a history with it. Here we've got an example. We've talked about it many times. We've talked about it once more. If you don't know what an RPO is by now, you should. It's a run to the left. Everybody on the left is running a run play to the left. The quarterback has his eyes on the linebacker. In this case, it's Deion Jones right here, number 45, and he's just going to go with the slant route on the opposite side. Again, once again, the quarterback coach, the play caller, Doug Peterson, calls a run to the left. Everybody on the left is running a run to the left. Nick Foles, his eyes are on that backer. If he commits to the run, we're going to run lion. That's the pass play on the other side. An I and an O, inside out, inside slant to outside slant. Another completion. Again, here we are. We're going to act like it's a run to the left. Once again, everyone on the left is pretending it's a run to the left, and then we're going to throw it up top to the right. Oh, wait a sec. Gotcha. It is a run to the left. And that's a 6-yard gain on first down. You can't be wrong. I mean, they call it RPO, run pass option. It really should be called we're right all the time. We always have the right play call, and it's just up to Nick Foles to deal it.
And it's especially hard to defend if you're in zone defense, because if you're in zone and that backer moves just a little bit, that window is going to be opening. I expect to see a lot of man-to-man coverage from the Patriots, hard inside levers, denying those crossing routes.
By the way, I just can imagine them calling that in the huddle. Okay, we're always right on 3. Ready, break. If that would actually be the play, that would be interesting.
Sounds good.
Okay, so if that's their bread and butter, Lewis, the bread and butter with the Patriots is pretty simple. When everybody else is covered, find Gronk, because he's a dancing bear that no one can really stop.
Look, Trey, he's 6'7", 270 pounds. So really, it's not even fair. It's not fair going up against this guy. But I can tell you this. You have no shot if you don't try and bang Rob Gronkowski at the line of scrimmage. If you let him have the middle of the field area between the numbers, good luck. The teams that have had success with him, they try and bang him at the line. Here you look, you can see the disadvantage here as far as what Kenny Vaccaro is faced with. But what he at least tries to do at the line of scrimmage, Teddy knows this, it's all about disrupting timing. Bill teaches it on defense. Put your hands on the guy and then make the referees call pass interference. Make them call holding down the field. Bang him down the field and see what you can get away with, because if you don't, Gronk will tear you up. Now here, he dropped the pass, but still he disrupted the timing of the route. This is the greatest example that we could see here of how to really frustrate Rob Gronkowski. Tre'Davious White is 5'11", 192 pounds against 6'6", 270. He should have no chance. The only chance he has, again, is to put his hands on him and try and push him off his initial pattern step. And you see right here, this is what Gronk doesn't like. He doesn't want you doing this. He's used to owning this area of the field. Now look what he does. He grabs the jersey. He slingshots himself back in the position. Now he's holding on to him still, trying to make sure he's got him bodied up, and he's still interfering. Look, Rob doesn't like that, and he intercepts the ball. Rob was extremely frustrated after that play. And you know what happened after that?
He was so frustrated, he tried to decapitate Tre'Davious White.
And we have numerous more examples of people who have gotten up on him, and that challenges him, and that messes with Tom. That gives your pass rush a little bit of time. If you let him come off the line uncontested, good luck. You might as well just not even cover him and let Tom just throw it to him and go first down, first down, first down, because that's what they'll do.
Well, look, I mean, it's only a penalty if they call it.
That's right.
But when you watch that back 5 times, I think we saw 5 holding penalties or pass interference, but they don't call it, they don't call it.
What are you going to do when he puts that bionic brace on you?
Yeah, and
it's over.
When he gives you that push-off, because sometimes offensive pass interference too, because Rob's so long with that arm, he's done a better job this year just sort of being more subtle with it and getting separation with that forearm.
Got to be physical.
It's actually the smaller guys, too, that don't get flagged. It's almost like the hack-a-shack
Absolutely.
with Shaquille O'Neal. If he's so much bigger than you and you're all over him, they may not throw that flag.
Well, that brace that Gronk wears, though, endorsed by Barry Bonds for all his plate appearances in Major League Baseball. Okay, with that in mind, Teddy, we have seen over the season some undisciplined play by some of the corners in Philadelphia, especially on routes that involve double moves.
Right, well, you have this much time to watch film, and not only are you watching scheme now, you're watching to see what beats these specific players. What are they weak on? And the double moves for the corners of the Philadelphia Eagles, they've shown weaknesses towards the end of the year. They know they have a pass rush. They know that these quarterbacks are going to have to get rid of it, so they bite. Just like Mills does here, bites on the double move. Easy slant and go by the receiver, and a catch by the Giants receiver, touchdown Eli Manning. Darby, this is Darby up top, so it's not really one player. It's almost like an idea that they have. Fletcher Cox, you're going to get there. So I'm going to bite because we're going to get pressure. He's not going to have that much time, and I'm going to be hard on these slant routes. They get him with the double goes. Now this is the New York Giants, but this is week 16 now. We go from week 16, week 15 to week 16. The Oakland Raiders, they watch the film, they see the same thing, double move, you got your head in the ground, you're trying to make a big play. So specifically on the cornerbacks, you want to cheat and get one chunk play, possibly run a double move on them, Trey.
Well, with that in mind and knowing that sort of pattern we've seen, how much do you think Bill is going to try that early in the game to see if they're going to take the bait?
It depends, and he wants to see if they're playing man coverage. He wants to see if they're pressuring them, and those corners are on an island, because if they are and they pressure, that's when they jump. But if they're in zone, the double moves aren't going to come.
It's something to watch for early in this game, see how they're playing defense, and see if Bill tries to take advantage of the Philadelphia Eagles' tendencies on double moves. Well, one quarterback's tendencies that are really good is quarterback Aaron Rodgers. Obviously, his season was cut short with the broken collarbone, his right collarbone, and the hit that happened here in Minnesota with linebacker Anthony Barr. It's been an offseason of a lot of change for the Green Bay Packers, a lot of coaching changes. And earlier today on Golic and Wingo, on 6 to 10, ESPN Radio and ESPN2, we had Aaron Rodgers on the show, and he said he was more than a little upset, perhaps, on the fact that his quarterback's coach, Alex Van Pelt, was not renewed. What were some of those changes you thought were a little curious?
Well, my quarterback coach didn't get retained. I thought that was an interesting change, really without consulting me. There's a close connection between quarterback and quarterback coach, and that was an interesting decision.
Interesting, clearly a code word for probably not very happy when it comes to Aaron Rodgers. For more on this, let's bring in our great ESPN insider, Chris Mortensen. Morton, last offseason, Rodgers made some comments about his contract. Now he's making some comments not only about the massive changes on the coaching staff and in the front office, but also specifically the man who he works with the closest, Alex Van Pelt. All this being said, what is the future for Aaron Rodgers in Green Bay with all of this?
Well, I'm just touching base with some resources I have there with the Packers. You'll find this interesting. They were disappointed with the platform and timing of Aaron's words today because, listen, he's a veteran established quarterback. He's their star quarterback. You can say they're kind of nothing without him, which is why they've revamped their organization and coaching staff so much. But they were disappointed. Franchise quarterbacks in this category like to have influence, like to assert themselves, but they generally don't go public with it. They go behind the scenes. But in this case, Aaron mentioned he wasn't consulted. Now his contract, it's not going to be affected by that. They'll work on that going forward. I think more of a concern to the Packers is this offseason. They believe their 53-man roster is lacking, and they've got to get help for Aaron Rodgers. So yes, this is a disappointment that Aaron said this today. They obviously will move on to it and try to build a better roster around him.
Yeah, one other thing he told us this morning, Mort, is we got to get better to our championship defense. He's really happy with the rookie running backs and the way they perform down the stretch, but he